Welcome to the video for the mat050 final review worksheet. This is the video for page 9. We're going to start with question 21, which accidentally got put on page 8, but it's part of page 9. So on the way to the airport, I hit a huge hole in a construction area damaging the front right wheel. The temporary tire forced us to decrease our average speed by 15 miles per hour. If the 39-mile drive usually takes us 45 minutes, how much time should we have budgeted for the drive home from the airport? So a lot of things going on here, and that's what makes it a problem-solving problem. We're actually forced to think about several different things at once, and that's problem solving. So I'm going to just kind of break this down, and I notice we have a decrease in 15 miles per hour. So the speed is going to be 15 miles per hour less than something. And I'm going to write that as minus 15 or negative 15 miles per hour. 15 miles per hour less than the normal speed. We're not told what the normal speed is, but so far I know I would subtract this number from the normal speed, so I know I need the normal speed. Speed is miles per hour, or distance divided by time. I'm going to look at what I have. 39-mile drive, that gives me distance, and usually takes 45 minutes, gives me time. So I can see right away, I can calculate the normal speed. So my normal speed is 39 miles. And I write my units. Problem solving, it really helps to write your units. Divided by 45 minutes. That's going to tell me how far I go in 1 minute. I don't want that. I want to know how far I go in 1 hour. So I have to change this to miles per hour. I'm going to multiply by 60 minutes per 1 hour. And that means the minutes will cancel. I cancel my minutes. And so I have 39 divided by 45 times 60. And I can take the 60 over 45 and reduce that to 4 over 3. So I have 39 divided by 3 times 4, or 4 times 13, which is 52. So normally I go 52 miles per hour. I think I can write that better. Miles per hour. So I go 15 miles per hour less than 52. Minus 15 miles per hour. And you notice I can subtract those because they are like terms. And I get 47 miles per hour. So that's how fast I'm going. That's some very good information. I need to go back now and see if that's my final answer. If I look at the question, the last clause after if the 39-mile drive usually takes us 45 minutes, comma, how much time, and that's the actual question, how much time should I have budgeted for the drive home? So now I have my actual miles per hour, and I know the distance, I need the time. So I'm going to start with my miles per hour, 47 miles per hour. And that's going to equal distance divided by time. So distance is 39 miles. Divided by, I'm going to say t hours for time, because I don't know the time. That's actually what I'm looking for. And a lot of people like to cross multiply in this situation. This is a good situation for cross multiplying because it doesn't really create any extra work. Generally, I don't like to rely on cross multiplying, but it does work. So I'm going to say 49t or 47t equals 39 times 1, which is 39. And now I divide. So I can say t equals 39 divided by 47. I'm going to put my units back in at this point. 39 miles divided by 47 miles per hour. And I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator times hours. Not actually going to multiply numbers, but just with my units. So I can see I have hours divided by hours. I'm going to cancel my hours. And I can cancel my miles also. So I end up with t equals 39 divided by 47, or 0.830 hours. And I don't really have to. That answers the question. I'm going to change that to minutes, though. I'm going to multiply by 60 minutes for 1 hour. So my hours cancel. And I am left with minutes. So 0.83, which is already on the calculator, times 60 was 49.8, or I'm going to say t equals 50 minutes. When you're budgeting time, you don't necessarily need to think about it in terms of the nearest tenth of a minute. Look at question 22 now. Pause the video. Question 22 is one of the ones that will be a big help on the final. So you want to pay good attention to this one. And when you get done, come back to the video and compare your answer to mine. Okay, now that you have paused the video and looked at the problem, hopefully you did something similar to or equivalent to what I'm about to do. It doesn't have to be exactly the same. As long as your thinking follows a good process, you're fine. But this is how I would approach this problem. Farmer woke up one morning and found that 6 side-by-side alien crop circles had been formed on his field. Each crop circle was 8 yards in diameter, straight across, and the field was 104 yards wide. So I'm going to start inside. I've got 6 crop circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'll draw the field. And the field was 104 yards wide. So I've got a rough picture of what's going on. There was an equal amount of space between each crop circle and between the crop circles and the edges of the field on each side. So an equal amount of space. Draw a diagram of the field and then figure out how wide each space has to be between the crop circles. So 8 yards for each diameter, or each crop circle. So this is 8, 8, and I wish I'd left enough room to write yards, but I don't have enough. So each one of these is 8, and we need to find the distance between them. And we're told that all the distances are the same. Mine aren't exactly the same, but they're close. So I'm going to use a variable. Typically, if you're looking for a certain value, that's a good thing to use your variable for, because when we solve for the variable, that gives us our answer. So I'm going to look at this, and I'm going to say, I could say x plus 8 plus 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 x equals 140 yards. But I know since I'm adding, I can do it in any order. So I'm going to take my 8s, and I know there's 6 of them from the story. So I'm going to say 6 times 48, I'm sorry, 6 times 8, which will give me 48, is the distance for each crop circle. And I'm going to say there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 x's equals 104. The big problem here, you got to think about that, and it helps out the picture. There's always one more x than there are crop circles, because you need one on the left of every crop circle, and at the end you have one on the left of this one. You also have one on the right. So I have 8 of them on the left, one on the right. I'm sorry, 6 of them on the left, one of them on the right, which gives me the 7x. So now I've got an equation I can solve. Might be easier if you rewrite the equation with the 48, but I'm going to subtract 48 from both sides. And hopefully you see that 6 times 8 is 48. I subtract 48. I just have 7x equal to 56. 104 minus 48 is 56. Now I divide both sides by 7. And I get x equals 8. So there's a distance of 8 yards in between. And that gives me a total of 104 yards. Pause the video now. Work on question number 23. When you're done with 23, come back to the video and see if your answer coincides with my answer. Okay, now that you've looked at question 23, Elvis is going to paint the north and south walls of a room, while Bob paints the east and west walls. Elvis paints 7 square feet in 5 minutes. Bob paints 9 square feet in 5 minutes. If Elvis is doing the walls that are 16 feet wide and 8